Hi everybody, I'm back. It's Mrs. Inman reading to you, and I'm reading Full of Beans, Chapter 16, Shoes. Girls were confusing. They got excited about things that boys didn't, even my mother. She was standing in front of me holding the dress that she'd made. "I finished it, Beans," she announced. "What do you think?" I thought it looked like a lady's dress with some green ribbon, but I wasn't going to tell her that. "Sure looks nice," I told her. She wrapped it up carefully and put it in a basket. "I'm going to deliver this to Mrs. Higgins now," she told me. "Feed your brothers breakfast. I'll stop at the store on the way home so we can have an extra nice treat for supper tonight." She practically bounded outside. We barely finished breakfast when Ma walked back in the front door. "What'd you get for supper, Ma?" I asked her. "Nothing," she said, sounding defeated. "Mrs. Higgs didn't pay me." "She didn't pay you?" "She said the dress wasn't up to her standards, that she expected machine stitching. She said she won't pay for bad work," my mother recited, and pulled the dress out of the basket and just stared at it. Then she sat down at the table and put her face in her hands. "All that time for nothing," she whispered, and she sounded like her heart was broken. I can't believe it. But I wasn't surprised about it one bit. It was just like a grown-up to lie. At school, I couldn't concentrate. Everything just flew by me. The teacher's words, the numbers on the page, the letters in my reader. I had known that things were bad, but my mother's tears had let loose something in me. Fear. So when Johnny Cakes asked me to set off the fire alarm bell again, I said yes. I felt a twinge of guilt when I thought of Sim and all the other firefighters. But then I pictured my father up north in New Jersey begging for work, and the devastated look on my mother's face, and I hardened my heart. Something had to be done. Like Poppy said, I was man of the house now. I looked Johnny Cake square in the eye. "I want more money this time." Me and Johnny Cakes met in his office and made a plan. He had a map of Key West spread out on his desk. There were little X's by all the fire alarm boxes around town. "I don't want to get caught like I nearly was before," he said, tapping the map. "You need to buy me more time." "So what should I do?" He stared at the map. "Set off alarms as far away from each other as possible. I have a lot to load up. And make sure none are near the route my truck will be going." I looked across the room at the pile of coffins. In the end, we picked 4 alarm boxes around town. "I don't want to leave anything to chance," Johnny Cakes told me. "You need to do a practice run." That's how I found myself racing through the streets of Key West, trying out the route. I skirted the alarm boxes so as not to pay other people to pay attention to me. When I made it back to Johnny Cake's place, he looked pleased. "That should give me plenty of time," he said. "Good," I said, panting. Then he looked down at my dirty bare feet. "Don't you have any shoes?" "No, I can run just fine without them." "Well, if you step on something like a piece of glass, I'm buying you some." He was just like a mother hen, the criminal version. After Johnny Cakes bought me some new shoes, I stopped by Two Bads to play marbles. I let him win twice and left with a fire alarm key in my back pocket. Maybe we should start calling him Too Easy. The following night, I waited in bed until the house was quiet. I slipped out the back door holding my new shoes. Problem was, I didn't have any socks. Hadn't even thought about it when Johnny Cakes bought me those shoes, but there wasn't much I could do about that now, so I put the shoes on anyway, and I started running. Pulling the alarms felt a little easier this time, maybe because more was at stake than going to the pictures or buying ice cream. This depression was bearing down on my family like a hurricane. One good wind would sweep us away. I needed to blow us in the other direction. The first 2 alarms went off fine. Things got sticky when I arrived at the third one, literally. Some stupid kid had put gum in the keyhole, and I couldn't get the key in. I gave up and headed for the last alarm. The sound of the fire engine clanging in the background, my feet were killing me. The new shoes rubbed against my bare heels. By the time I reached Two Bed's house, it felt like someone was shoving a knife into them. I couldn't take it anymore. So I took off his shoes and I threw them in the first garbage can that I passed. All I had left to do was to return the key. Everyone seemed to be asleep at Too Bad's house. I could hear his father snoring through an open window upstairs. It was almost louder than the fire bell. I quietly opened the door and slipped the key back into place. Then I limped home on my bare feet. Oh, goodness. I've got a feeling that Beans may get caught. What do you think?
Here is Shirley Temple again. And here is baby Leroy.